Sports Entertainment is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bront.
I'm Willem.
And we are Baldy and the Beast. What a facial there by Willem while adjusting his mic. Welcome back to another spectacular episode of Sports Entertained. Willem, what are we doing today?
Today we are watching the finale to our Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels trilogy, which Swerve isn't actually Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. It's Undertaker versus Triple H, which has Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. Ooh.
Yeah, it was 2 years since the last one, but it's kind of the spiritual successor as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
It's a nice round out of this feud and this time, really. This was, like it was billed, kind of the end of an era.
It really was. You know, I had a thought about this earlier today. If we were actually like smart about how we scheduled out our episodes, we could have made this a double trilogy. Because didn't they do Triple H versus Undertaker at like Mania 18?
Yeah.
So we could have done on Thursdays Shawn versus Undertaker, and then Tuesdays Triple H Undertaker, and then the finale is this with all three of them.
Well, damn, way to have a great idea at the end.
I know. After it's all over, I come up with the good idea, and it's like,
yeah,
shit. Oh, well.
Man, that sucks. Now, I wish we could capitalize on that. But whatever, we are here.
It doesn't matter.
This did happen at WrestleMania 28 at the Sun Life Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, in front of 78,363 people. So, like I previously said, this was billed as the end of an era, and last year at WrestleMania, The Undertaker beat Triple H by submission, but after the match, because of the physical toll Taker had for the first time in his career, he was carted away by the medical staff on a stretcher. After nearly 10 months away, because at this point, that's what Taker needed. He can only really go once a year.
Right.
Maybe the big four, but that's probably pushing what he can do.
Yeah.
But after 10 months away, he did return on the January 30th, 2012 Raw, confronting and challenging him to a Mania rematch. Because Mean Mark was dissatisfied with the post-match goings-on. You know, we went on his back. That's not something we really saw from Taker.
Right. Little side note, you're a little to the left.
I'm a little to the left. Let me check my Discord. Boop. Better?
There you go.
There we go. Lo siento for that. Anyway, let me find where I was. I lost myself. But anyways, he was dissatisfied with the post-match goings-on, and he said that he didn't want that scene to be a lasting memory, and that he wanted to give Triple H another chance at immortality. Which we all knew Trips wasn't going to win.
But, oh, fuck no.
The next week, Trips refused to accept the match, but then on the February 13th Raw, Shawn Michaels came out and tried to poke Triple H and instigate him into accepting the match, but failed as said that he was willing to put his personal agenda and ego to the side, but Taker's streaks was a brand for the dub to cash in on, which they're not wrong, but I don't know if, whatever. Finishing with he would not be the one to end the 19-0 streak. On the next Raw, Taker remained adamant that he would get a rematch, going so far as calling Triple H a coward and comparing his career and ability to Shawn Michaels. Pissed off by this, Hunter finally accepts the challenge, saying that if Taker wanted an end, they would that's what they would get.
Mm-hmm.
If you want an end, let's give it an end. Let's do it inside. Heck in a sec. So then on the March 5th Raw, Shawn confronted Trips again, predicted Triple H's chances of beating Taker, and revealed that he would be the special guest referee.
Yeah.
The special guest referee for the match. This, honestly, on this card, for me, was one of the highlights. Obviously.
It feels like, as far as the story goes, it's kind of a reversal of positions. Because you never see, going into these matches, it's always somebody gunning for Taker. Somebody wants to take Taker out. Somebody wants to get that rub. You never see Taker fuck you, I'm going after you. We're doing this now. And it's kind of a reversal of position because for the first 2 matches in this trilogy, Shawn Michaels was just going after Taker. Like he had it. Like he was like, I'm going after him. I'm taking that streak. It's gonna be mine. He was obsessed with it. And now the tables kind of turned, and Taker's like obsessed with getting that rematch, with getting that good spot, with not going out on his back against Triple H.
Yeah.
So,
The year before, so he didn't even really go out on his back with the whole stretcher thing.
right.
Yeah.
It's how they built the story, though. Like it's a small thing that like in as a shoot, Mark Callis couldn't get up off the ground. He had to be stretchered to the back. So they took a shoot thing and they turned it into storyline, which is really the best way that you can take a lot of those stories.
Yeah, we shouldn't. I shouldn't shit on them for that, because you are right. Sometimes you have to, because I would shit on them for not capitalizing on something like that. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's the dub. We shit on them for good stuff. We shit on them for bad stuff. I was watching Wrestlemania last night, and somebody was like, or no, Grand Pooh Bear was on, and he said, you know, if you go to like the deep dark side of wrestling Twitter, it's almost like wrestling fans don't like wrestling. It's like, oh, Raw was shit this week, AEW shit this week, SmackDown's shit, NXT's shit. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'm glad that, like, I generally like wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, I'll shit on the dub when it's bad, and the product is just not geared towards me right now.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Not every product has to be geared towards me. But man, goddamn, is AEW literally the product I would want to book.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is exactly geared towards me. So I mean, I just like to be happy. There is wrestling out there. New Japan, like, there is really good wrestling out there. AAA.
It's all stuff we want to watch.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Should this channel ever make enough money, we could probably write off watching these pay-per-views as a tax expense, and that would be like, let's buy Triple Mania because we can write it off.
Look,
that would be amazing.
Let's be real. The second we get to the point where we're making any amount of money where we can like actually make it like get a fucking official license, like make this an official business, we're writing everything off. I'm writing this fucking computer, this microphone, a webcam, these lights that I had to put up in my fucking room, these flags. You see these flags? Those are going off on the taxes.
The delicious tea I got from Trader Joe's that I'm sponsoring for no reason. Yeah. Taxes. Saving that dollar.
Anyway, go ahead and run down the card. We've gone on a bit of a tangent here.
Yeah, before we get indicted for future tax fraud, let's go ahead and hit that card. So the opening, the pre-show match was a triple threat tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championships, where Primo and Epico, who were the champions going in, defeated Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd, and both the Usos in like round about 5 minutes. It was a pre-show match, so probably nothing too crazy, even though a lot of those people in that match can go.
Yeah.
But the show opened up proper with something that wrestling fans still shit upon today. Sheamus defeating Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds for the World Heavyweight title to open Mania. God, that's just... I mean, in hindsight, it brought forth the Yes movement,
I was gonna say that, yeah.
Bad thing led to great thing, but still, it still sucks.
It's very much a thing that at the time was garbage. If you look at it in a bubble, it's shit, objectively. But if you look at it into what came out of it, then it's kind of the crux of that whole thing, isn't it?
Whether that's what the company wanted or not, and just spoiler alert, it was not.
It was not. 100%.
But he got so organically over. It was... I don't know if I've ever seen... Anything that's even touched it was Rusev Day.
Yeah, that was that, like, maybe the 10 chant with Ty Dillinger.
That wasn't as over as...
It was not. It wasn't as...
Rusev Day.
Not nearly at all, but still, it's one of those things that, like, it was over, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. But anyways, out of that rabbit hole, and to Kane...
Another rabbit hole.
Yeah, we should really just rename our channel to Rabbit Holes, the Wrestling Podcast. But Kane defeated Randy Orton in about 11 minutes, which is kind of weird. I would assume Randy's going to go over at Mania, especially against somebody like Kane who doesn't need it.
Yeah, you'd figure.
Speaking of that, The Big Show defeated Cody Rhodes for the IC title. Another one. I feel like Cody, no, whatever. I'm not gonna get into armchair booking.
That doesn't look like Cody Rhodes. Like, that's a weird picture. It looks more like DiBiase Jr., but I'm sure it is Cody.
Because I am on the wiki.
I'm just looking at the tabs on the network.
Oh yeah, it does.
Like
a little bit of both.
You can see it if you look real close, but like if you're just kind of eyeballing it, it looks like, oh yeah, Show had a match against DiBiase Jr.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And next up, given the time, this is not how I view it now, but given the time, we have the piss break match, which was Kelly and Maria Menounos defeating Beth Phoenix and Eve Torres. This was followed up by Triple H Undertaker, which again, given the time, kind of makes sense to put those matches back to back because you don't want anybody leaving during this one.
Right.
This was followed by the Get Everybody on the Card match, which was a 12-man tag team to determine the GM of both Raw and SmackDown. So it pitted Team Johnny Ace, boo, versus Team Teddy Long, yay.
People power.
And Johnny's team was David Otunga, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and The Miz, which objectively, there are some damn good wrestlers in that group, and David Otunga.
Yeah.
R.I.P. I was hoping for more of a laugh on the David Otunga thing.
I did laugh. I just moved away from the mic.
Oh. They were accompanied by Brie Bella, John Laurinaitis, and Vicky Guerrero. They defeated Team Teddy, which was Booker T, Kofi Kingston, Khali, R-Truth, Santino, and Zack Ryder. Still a good team, but maybe not as good as the last one.
Is that Swoggle on the outside?
Oh, wait, because they were accompanied by Oksana, Eve Torres, who was just in the tag team match. She's back out here again.
Yeah.
Apparently. Hornswoggle, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella's on the other team, and Teddy Long. They had 12 people and 7 managers.
God damn.
Yeah. There's so many people, almost 20 people. They gave lots of people paydays.
Yeah, that's true.
Next up, we have CM Punk defeating Y2J by submission for the WWE title. The only thing on that match was if Punk was DQ'd, he would have lost the title. For once, I want to see that happen. I want so badly. I guess they did it in the Christian Randy feud.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't
they? I think so, because there was a thing where I think it was a match where Randy would get disqualified, or Randy would lose the title if he got disqualified, and then Christian spat in his face, so Randy kicked him in the dick.
Yeah. Which you shouldn't do that often, but occasionally use the stipulation. Make it mean something the next time.
Yeah.
And this was followed up. I don't think I need to announce the last match on the card. Like, it's WrestleMania 28. This had been building for a year. I'm amazed that both titles aren't on the line here. It's The Rock defeating John Cena in round about 30 minutes. Like,
the match that buried the entire roster.
Essentially.
For a year.
Essentially, yep.
Also, it's worth pointing out that one of the tags on this is Brodus Clay calls his mama, which is funny because he was the Funkasaurus at the time, and his entrance song was "Somebody Call My Mama."
Somebody call my mama.
And somebody called his mama. Or I guess Brodus called his mama himself. Either way.
He was the somebody who called his mama.
Yeah. Elijah in the chat, who would win, a Rock or nothing?
The Rock. Because
no,
he
not,
has more.
Not The Rock, A Rock.
A Rock.
A Rock. A Rock.
A Rock. Because A Rock weighs more. Next question.
Next question is, I'm just gonna fix my number one, fix my glasses. Number two, God, I can't with these freaking headphones. Number two, gonna go ahead and count it down on the card.
I want to say we have hot dogged and grandstanded like Hulk Hogan here.
I know, we Hoganed our way to the match, brother. If you're looking at this on the network, I'm not going to go ahead and count out the flags because my shit just refreshed. This match is going to start at 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 17 seconds. Going to go ahead and count that down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click.
Nothing else I can hit him in the dongle with it.
It's the only thing. It's the only thing protecting him and the rest of this match. And he just barely gets it up.
Make sure there's not any little Mark McCool's running around.
Yep. Went for one final shot with the sledgehammer, and Taker catches it. Finally takes it away from him. Triple H shoves him away. Falling in the corner. He's got this look on his face like, no, I don't want to go down yet. I don't want to be done. No.
No, I'm the game.
Fuck you, man. I didn't lose.
Suck my dick.
One final crotch chop, and Taker nails him in the head with the sledgehammer. Throws the sledgehammer out of the ring.
I'm not gonna lie though, I did expect more of a pop on the Mark McCool comment. I thought that was very funny. Fuck you for not laughing at that joke.
Dude, I'm invested in the match. I'm trying to do my job.
I have ADHD. I'm invested in both.
I know. Taker takes one strap down, and Triple H trying to climb his way back up that tree trunk that is Mark Callis.
I hate this spot.
Yeah. Triple H looking up at Undertaker, and he gives him the throat cut. Taker gets him up. In position for a tombstone, and he hits it.
That's got to be done.
That is it. Covered him on top. Shawn going down for 1, 2, 3, and that is it. The end of this match.
The end of an era.
The end of an era. Both men down on the ground. Neither can move. Neither can get up. And Shawn Michaels just there to look at the aftermath.
So I would argue this should have gone on last over Rock Cena.
100%. Leave this be the end of the show. God damn.
Like, maybe if Rock Cena had a stip to it or something, but this was billed like the end of an era.
Right.
Like, let it go on last. Because in real life, though, Taker's match quality started going down after this. Never quite had a match up to this level again.
Nope.
And, like...
It's the end of an era. Let it be the end of the card.
Yeah. Exactly. Good words.
Yeah.
You did the good words there.
Anyway, I feel like it should be obvious at this point to anybody who's been watching us live. If you've not been watching us live, go ahead and check out the audio podcast because we've got things to say on that you won't hear on the YouTube podcast. What are you giving this match?
Awesome. I'm going between 4.5 and 4.25 in my head. And I think I'm gonna go with 4.5. I think it was good.
I'm gonna go 4 3/4, mainly on the fact that while the work rate could have been a little bit better, the story told over the course of this match was phenomenal. The storytelling done by both men in the ring, by all three men in the ring, by Taker, by Triple H, and by Shawn Michaels, it's fantastic. I live for stories like this, and I live for a match like this. This is hands down my favorite out of the three matches. Yeah, that's even though the trilogy is Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, the final match only had Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. It was really just Triple H versus Taker.
Hey, we gotta keep kayfabe alive a little bit.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, I feel like the hot tag for this match is fairly obvious in that it's end of an era, which is what the tag...
I was trying to think of something that was not so on the head, and I can't.
Yeah, it's kind of how it has to be.
Actually, I might go with chair shots.
16 chair shots. No, it ended on like, I think the limit was like Triple H had 17 chair shots in this match on Taker. The welts on his back were outstanding. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that sold it a lot.
Yeah. Oh. I forgot that we still have to do rebooked for this one because we actually rebooked the first two matches.
Who are we going? Who are you going for? Because this one's gonna be a little different.
Yeah, it has to be different. Like it, obviously Taker for me is still going to be Lance Archer because it's still the big man doing the same big man things. But like obviously we can't do Triple H as Johnny Gargano because he's
Not Johnny Gargano.
Not Johnny Gargano. He's way bigger. So who? Triple H uses lots of weapons. Does big preening moves. Crotch chops. Is kind of like a little child most of the time. You know what? You know who's a perfect Triple H? Kenny Omega.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So Kenny Omega versus Lance Archer, which is a match that we've already seen, and it was fairly good.
I would watch again.
Yeah.
So I was thinking...
God, like, I never put it together. Like, aside, like, ring work aside, like, as far as characters, Triple H and Kenny Omega are very similar. In, like, in character, in, like, in appearance. Like, they, like, physically, they have pretty much the same shape. I think Kenny's...
Trips is a little bigger.
Yeah, Trips is a little bit bigger. I think Kenny's a little shorter. I don't know. Peak Wrestle Kingdom Kenny was pretty jacked to the gills.
Yeah, you're not wrong. God, I'm trying to think of who I'm gonna do for mine. And did I say D.H. Smith once? David Hart Smith for Taker?
I think so, but I think you also said Brian Cage.
Man, those were the two I was kicking around in my head.
No. You said Brian Cage for Bulldog when we did the Bulldog match.
I don't know who I'm gonna pick for Trips. In all honesty, I was kind of thinking along the lines of who is more like, kind of a big. He's a face. He's a leader. This isn't the best comparison, but I'll do it because the match would be good. Brian Cage, Kazuchika Okada.
You know who would be a really good Triple H now, given the fact that he's a leader of a faction? MJF.
MJ, God, yep, changing. Yep. MJF versus David Hart Smith, which I would pay dollars for that.
That'd be pretty good. I'd watch that match.
I would pay dollars. Speaking of paying dollars, I remember I was on Twitter the other day and somebody was talking about that Cornette and Miro should do a match, and that's something I would pay dollars for.
Yeah.
I would pay real dollars to watch Miro versus Corny for 5 minutes.
To watch Miro just like beat the piss out of Jim Cornette for 5 minutes, and then Jim Cornette's still being, the little dickhead that he is.
Yep, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'd pay dollars.
Yeah, that'd be entertaining. So what's our match going to be on Tuesday? Seeing as we've now finished up our Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker / Triple H versus The Undertaker trilogy, even though it was only one of the matches, but whatever.
What did you... Do you have anything you wanted to see in particular?
No,
I have a couple of...
Not really.
Possibilities.
I mean, we could do a reverse trilogy, and we could start working our way back down to Triple H versus Taker at Mania 18. But
if you want to, I could research it, I guess.
Nah, we can do something else. I feel like I blew my creative load on like the fuck up that is like our schedule going up to this point, because we absolutely should have done a double trilogy and then ended on this match, because that would have been way better.
But that's okay. We'll come up with that idea beforehand next time.
Yep.
I'm thinking. So we watched something bad last Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not watch something inherently really, really good.
Okay.
The inaugural North American title ladder match.
Yes.
Which was fantastic.
I'm down. We are watching that this Tuesday, but you know what we're watching before that? This Sunday, we are going to be watching Fastlane right here on Twitch, starting at whatever time the pay-per-view starts. I think it starts at 7 o'clock. We will be here. We will not be watching the pre-show because WWE pre-shows suck dick.
Way to be blunt.
Yeah, I know. You can quote me on that. WWE pre-show suck dick. Willem 2021.
Did you want to call there's only 5 things. So if we call it now, anything that gets added after would be 3 points automatic. It's up to you if you want to wait or call it now.
You know what? Like, let's just do it day of the show. I don't feel like going through this and pulling the predictions out for Fastlane. The show that at this point, I feel like there's nothing of importance on this show.
It's only got 5 matches. You don't even have Bobby Lashley with a match right now.
Yeah.
You have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca. Roman versus D-Bry. Big E versus Apollo Crews. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus and Alexa Bliss, Randy Orton. Like, that's for a day before a pay-per-view. That's not a very big card. And it's so weird for me because just 2 weeks ago, I remember being incessantly excited for the Revolution card,
right.
And I look at this card, and I'm like, yeah, a couple of these will be good matchups. Big E versus Apollo Crews will be good, but, like, I don't have that same excitement going in.
Right. It's almost like they well, okay, I guess coming out of this, there's still 4 weeks between here and Mania, so there's a good amount of time, but, like, they really need to, like, amp up a couple of these matches going into Mania. There needs to be something that comes out of this card, out of Fastlane, that's gonna really make watching Mania worth it. But anyway, we will be watching that this Sunday right here on Twitch. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and call it here tonight. Also, I do want to point out, thank you to our new 2 subscribers that we actually just got yesterday or today or whenever you got them for us. Thank you so much for that. You have actually put us over, you put us up to 34 subscribers, which is now officially over the number of subscribers that was on my personal YouTube channel. Thank you for that. That's a big win for me in the feels department. So thank you everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But until then, thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you haven't already, go ahead and check us out in the description down below at the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook, all the places that we are at. We will what's that face? I saw you giving the smirk.
I'll send you the meme.
Okay. Thank you for coming out tonight. Give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate that. If you don't feel like looking at our beautiful faces, go ahead and check us out on the Anchor or the Spotify or any of the places that we're available at for the audio-only podcast. Once again, all of that is in the description down below. We will see you this Sunday for our Fastlane 2021 watch-along. I need to know what the fuck you're smirking about because it is distracting the shit out of me.
You'll get a text in about 5 seconds.
Anyway, we will see you then. Thank you for coming out tonight. Bye-bye. You're not going to bye-bye, are you? You're too busy smirking.